Dry January is growing in popularity. More people taking a break from drinking alcohol for the month. As we wind down the month, we're seeing a lot of social media posts of people counting down the days until they can have an alcoholic beverage. My next guest is Jordan Kochak, who's shared his thoughts on Dry January in a deeply personal first-person essay for the Globe and Mail, being widely shared and talked about. To tell us all about it this morning, Jordan joins us from Vancouver Island, getting up very early for us, and we appreciate it.
Good morning, Kelsey.
Morning. Jordan, what prompted you to share your story?
Well, like you just mentioned, for years I've been watching friends and people online talk about Dry January and making it to the finish line, drinking Virgin Caesars and white-knuckling it through. And I wanted to write an essay for my email newsletter called The Chase about what it made me reflect that as somebody with alcohol use disorder, which is the modern way to say alcoholism, I have the other 334 days to do this. And, it made me reflect on, being dry and being sober are completely different things. And that's what Dry January reminded me of. And then the Globe and Mail picked up a version of the story, and it kind of went bananas, and I'm really honored.
Yeah, so you mentioned Dry January is that temporary break from alcohol. Sobriety is not. What are some of the other differences that people might not be thinking about?
Okay, well, I'm not an expert. Well, I guess I am. It's been 30 years of having this condition, but for me, being dry is changing your drink, and being sober is changing everything. Being dry is a temporary, I guess, algorithm of white knuckling and counting, whereas sobriety changes everything. You find new meaning and connection. You avoid isolation. You might involve yourself in meditation. It's about working with a whole new palette of colors and rewiring your brain to have new thoughts and actions. It's a daily reprieve from addiction, and it's hard work, and it's wonderful sometimes.
Yeah, Jordan, you write in your essay, this particular piece, I'm going to read it back to you. You say, going to war against an addicted body and mind is hard work, but reinventing yourself is also wickedly fun and wildly rewarding. Sobriety isn't all church basements and bad coffee. It's a chance to play all the notes in life you long forgot. And I really appreciated that perspective because I think it's a different outlook on a journey that many of us are familiar with.
Yeah, it's like I just recently read a great line that recovery and sobriety is like moving into a house where the last tenants trashed the place. So you have to rework and rebuild this place while at the same time remembering how to sit still, interact with people, be kind, get to know yourself again. It's like you just mentioned, it is wonderful being sober and in recovery. I mean, how could it not be? I feel great. I'm making amends with some people and employers that I may have heard in the past. It's tough. It's daily work.
Mm-hmm. Jordan, your essay that you published, what was the response like from readers, from people who read it?
Wow, I never set out to write a brave piece about myself, but I ended up outing myself outside of friends and family that I do have this disease and I do struggle with this, and I am trying to get back. And the response was incredible. I'm so humbled by it. People from all over the country and beyond, friends, family, a lot of strangers, so many strangers saying, okay, I see your perspective. I understand. I guess I don't think there's the stigma that I thought there was. I now understand my son and daughter, what they're going through with addiction. I still talk to a lot of these people that I met over this piece, dozens and dozens, and it's just, for me, it helps me. It helps me talk about it. When I kind of came out with this piece, it's freeing. I feel like I'm on a whole new level of openness and willingness, and it feels great.
Jordan, you also recently wrote about your recovery experience. What is something about recovery that you think people maybe don't realize or understand?
Yeah, I think, as far as alcohol use disorder goes and addiction goes, I'd like people to know, like, sure, it's a very selfish and hurtful disease for people around you, but it's also that I'm not a bad person, but I sometimes am a sick person. And it's important for people and myself to remember that and be kind to myself that, no, I'm not a lush, or I don't lack willpower or morals or anything. I just have this condition that is a biosocial, spiritual, a psycho disease. So it lives in my mind, my body, it affects my social, my work, and my spirituality. So, I want people to know that when I'm on my game, I'm working really hard, and it's just be patient with the addicts out there.
Jordan, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.